What up? It's your boy T-Burn Reactions. This is about to get some into some video game reaction, and with the upcoming release of the More Comic Legacy Collection, I thought, and this is being one of the news video from Mojo Play, I thought it was going to react to the 10 biggest more combat controversy of all time. Now, if you grew up, you knew Mortal Kombat itself was controversial as is, when been a controversial since the day it was released. The parents was not feeling the violence, the blood and gore and all that, and this is when it was just a sprite. Just compared to how bloody and gore is now with the fatalities on these new gen ones, though, it's like cakewalk, and it was ran in though. So we're gonna check a look at most of the controversy from that to anything associated with it. I wasn't looking right now. People who was did voiceover for the later games and stuff as well too, and many others. So without further ado, we're gonna check out the 10 biggest more common controversy via Mojo Play. Let's get it. Yeah, I remember this was a big controversy. They was hating on. I get it, but they was hating hard on her doing the voice between her and doing her as Natara and Ronda Rousey as Sonya on 11. Oh yeah, boys was pissed.
I am Megan Fox, and I'm voicing Natara.
Welcome to Mojo Plays, and today we're taking a look at the 10 biggest controversies that Mortal Kombat has ever faced.
You, fight!
Before we begin, we publish new videos all week long, so be sure to subscribe to Mojo Plays and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Stop and swap in Never Again.
Can you overcome my sorcery?
Variant movesets have been a somewhat divisive mechanic in the franchise, most notably in MKX and MK11. The former gave players 3 different versions to play as in each fighter, although some variants would prove to be borderline broken, such as the Xenomorph's acidic variant.
Okay.
As for the latter, MK11 gave players the ability to customize their main's moveset with certain interchangeable moves. Unfortunately, this focus on diverse playstyle wound up being contentious among players, as it was widely seen as a meaningless feature. What else would you expect in a multiplayer game?
I can vouch for it. At the same time, yeah, I can understand that, because it sucks that you have to do that. You can't use all the moves and all that well too, and then you gotta switch back and forth to do certain moves that equal to a certain brutality as well too. So yeah, I can understand that as well too. That was a pain in the butt though. It was low key a pain though. That's the one thing I did. Because a lot of people like to talk shit about the new Mortal Kombat 1. I don't know why, but one little thing I definitely commend Mortal Kombat 1 for doing is not having stuff like that though, for real. I know they have the moves that you get to do interchanging moves to do this for some brutality was not a big deal, but compared to what they had to do in 11 and X, yeah, it was a little nerve wracking on the cool. Not as bad, but it was nerve wracking on the cool.
Where players optimize the fun out of the game. You want everybody to use different builds? No, they're going to go with the one that's supposedly unbeatable. Quantifying quantity with questionable quality. Mortal Kombat Armageddon is the game many fans love, but just as many fans hate.
Oh yeah.
On one hand, you have a game that features literally every single Mortal Kombat character in the franchise's history. On the other hand, much of the roster was built on reused assets between each other, with kits that were severely lacking anything unique. And when you can outfit a custom fighter with certain moves that causes them to break the entire game, Armageddon becomes a complete joke. At least the Motor Combat side mode was kind of fun, right? It's in us all.
Oh yeah, I remember this commercial. Yup.
Mortal Kombat has long had issues when it comes to government intervention. We'll get to that one case in due time, be patient. But even in the 2000s, Midway ran into some turbulence during marketing for each new game. One instance was when Deadly Alliance was making the rounds in the UK.
Yep.
Midway wanted to run a commercial where normal people were making normal interactions, only to reveal that they had blood on their hands. Well, the Advertising Standards Authority took umbrage with the commercial, claiming that it condoned violence. It didn't help that the commercial displayed the tagline, "It's in us all," referring to the need for violence and bloodthirst within humanity's most primal core. The ASA would go after Midway again during the marketing cycle for Shaolin Monks after a more explicitly violent commercial aired on UK televisions.
I can actually explain that.
Fight!
Some say the game is still finding a match today. Is it safe to call Mortal Kombat 1 the worst game in the franchise since Armageddon?
No.
Or maybe the worst game ever in the franchise's history? Look, NetherRealm, if you didn't want to do a proper crypt, fine. If you really wanted Invasions to be the main game mode, fine. But the least you could have done was integrate a functioning netcode. One of MK1's biggest issues was just how long it would take to find a match. We aren't just talking a minute or two of queue time.
Oh.
It was much more
Well, I guess I had no problem with that because I barely do online gaming like that. Like, go against other people online like that. But I guess for the online gamers, yeah, that can be a little that can piss some folks off.
egregious than that. Notable fighting game streamers found themselves sitting on a finding match screen with nothing to do for 10 to 15 minutes at a time. Sometimes way longer than that. Considering Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6, and Guilty Gear Strive were fighting games for players in less than a couple short seconds,
They were, because
MK1 had effectively killed any and all interest the public could have had if the game had met its competitors' matchmaking times. Or, you know, at the very least, give us something to do while we're waiting for a match. You know, easy stuff. Crypt conundrums. Speaking of crypts, MK9 and MKX had really compelling iterations of this means of unlocking content. Whereas MK9 encouraged exploring for secrets, MKX made a whole mini-adventure game out of it where you used weapons and solved puzzles to access other areas for more unlockables. So, what happened with MK11? Well, for some reason, NetherRealm Studios and Warner Bros. Games decided the crypt needed to be less satisfying. Why else would you implement randomized rewards, integrate 3 different currencies, and make unlockables grindy as all hell? It wound up making MK11 a massive slog to sift through, especially if you just wanted cosmetics for your main. And what about MK1's crypt? Oh, well, we didn't get one. We instead got a shrine that you just sat and watched your money burn in. For once again, randomized rewards. What fun. Risque risks.
Where are the Elder Gods, Raiden? Their pathetic Mortal Kombat shackles me no longer.
We will champion the 2011 Mortal Kombat reboot for its story and wealth of game modes to enjoy. However, one criticism that comes up every once in a while are the designs of Kitana, Jade, Melina, and...
Yup. Oh, yeah. I had a feeling this was going to be in the list. Yup. Oh, my God. It was like, damn you... It's like one of them, damn if you do, damn you don't with that. Yeah.
And Sonya Blade. All 4 MK ladies were given outfits that barely covered anything. For Melina, it makes sense. But when you have Jade using her staff for a bit of pole dancing and Sonya wearing nothing else underneath her vest, many individuals began to ask about the logic behind some of these designs. Sexy is one thing, but at least try to make it make sense with the rest of the cast, which are dudes in full armor and gear ready for combat.
And really I say damn you don't, damn you do, damn you do, damn you don't, because they were supposed to complain that they was too revealing, and then later on, I guess around like MK11, they was complaining they was too cover up. So it was like we couldn't win. And then we go to MK1 with damn near all the ladies on there have their toes out. I mean, nothing wrong with that, but just saying. Yeah, so it's like damn you do, damn you don't when it comes to lady characters in more comic games or fighting games in general, to be honest.
At least Sonya's alternate costume made more sense in a army woman in casual clothes sort of way.
You will learn respect.
A celebrity is amongst us.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
When a celebrity makes their presence known...
Here's the thing with this. We thinking maybe she's going to do mocap for it, which is going to be pretty awesome. But then to find out she's doing the voice. Gotta love Rhonda, but that was a downer. Because if you hear, compare her to the voices from 9 and X, and compare that to Rhonda, it seemed like she was reading that shit. I hate to say it, but it seemed like she didn't put too much emotion in that character as well.
Within the space of a video game community, it can be an exciting thing to experience. We know these people for other things, but they have the same interest as we do? There's something cool about that. Unfortunately, some really just phone it in, and Ronda Rousey and Megan Fox were definitely questionable casting decisions. In MK11, Rousey played as Sonya Blade, but lacked any meaningful delivery in her short amount of screen time. In MK1, Fox voiced Nitara for maybe a page or two worth of lines, and it was some of the worst, most monotone voice acting we had seen in recent years. Look, we won't make assumptions here, but if you were really jazzed about being a part of a new Mortal Kombat game, like you said in the PR cycle, one would hope that you would give your performance your all,
Facts.
and neither of them did.
Facts.
But hey, at least Chris Cox got better with his Arnie impression between MK11 and MK1. He was really good as Conan.
Because we did all grow up playing the game, and it is one of the greatest video games of all time.
Stereotypical reinforcement. In the 90s, Mortal Kombat came under heavy scrutiny from politicians and activists, not for the violence, but for its portrayal of Asians and women. We'll get to the bigger case soon. We're getting there. A handful of outspoken activists accused Mortal Kombat of perpetuating the stereotype that Asians knew martial arts, which then publisher Acclaim Entertainment would argue against, saying, quote, "This is a fantasy game with all different characters," end quote. As for the feminists claiming that Mortal Kombat was some sick male fantasy, the movement went so far as to try and get the game banned in Indiana via a sexual discrimination case in 2000. Judge Richard Posner ultimately ruled against the plaintiff, stating that Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 featured women as, quote, fully capable of holding her own in violent combat with heavily armed men. It thus has a message, even an ideology, just as books and movies do, end quote. Since then, Mortal Kombat has been known within the FGC for having a more sizable female player base than most other fighting games tend to garner. The work culture of NetherRealm Studios. Soon after the release of MK11 in 2019, developer NetherRealm Studios came under fire by both current and former staff members of the company for an unhealthy work environment. Of course, almost all of these people remained anonymous. Even so, the allegations were of very serious matters, ranging from accusations of imposing crunch time to the lack of caring about the mental health of employees who were working on the more graphic portions of each game. One staff member claimed to have suffered from PTSD and experienced lucid, violent dreams after work. A few years later, more staff members and contractors would reveal that NetherRealm Studios was frequently underpaying in lower-level positions like quality assurance and software engineering, key positions that help ensure the game is working as intended. Neither NRS nor Warner Bros. Games have spoken on the matter, and to this day, some alarming Glassdoor and Indeed reviews will gain traction here and there. The birth of ESRB.
Here we go.
I want to show you
and the big one.
What we're talking about.
The
What
big
you're
controversy.
about to see are scenes from two of the most violent new video games. First, we have Mortal Kombat.
And we're finally here. As
Here
many
we go.
folks familiar with their gaming history,
like I said, since the day one, Mortal Kombat has been controversial.
Pretty aware of, Mortal Kombat played a heavy hand in the creation of the Electronic Software Ratings Board. As Mortal Kombat grew in popularity, parents, educators, activists, and politicians became more and more concerned about how the game was possibly affecting kids. In 1993, United States Senators Herb Kohl and Joe Lieberman attempted to bring video game violence to Congress's attention, claiming games like Mortal Kombat, Doom, and, oddly enough, Night Trap could affect a child's behavior in a severely negative manner. Not only was then MK publisher Acclaim Entertainment called in for hearings, but so were Sega and Nintendo. Console manufacturers.
Hold up. The fact that the guy was I guess a part of Sega America and he had a Super Scope. When he trying to throw Super Nintendo on the bus for the Super Scope 6, comment down below. You probably, what if you so wow.
who were known
Because
to
you
have
know,
different
Super Nintendo had the ratings, only Genesis had the ratings for a while till the official ESB started, and all the games had ratings.
versions of Mortal Kombat on their hardware. Congress ended up giving the gaming industry an ultimatum: figure out a way to regulate itself and mitigate kids from playing violent games, or the United States government will regulate the industry themselves. And so, the ESRB was formed. Which of these controversies shocked you?
Yup. And not a single person cared about the ESB. Wait, other than that, though, well, my mom's kind of did a little bit, but majority of them did not. Other than that, though, this was a good little video. Like I said, I had a feeling that would be definitely in there, though. So that, of course, that makes sense. Be number one. First one, yeah, makes sense because if you think about it, it was minor, but it still was nerve-wracking. The Mortal Kombat Armageddon nonsense, yeah. The commercials, I mean, I get it. Controversial, you don't promote violence, but whatever. It was funny. It was cool commercials. Now this one, like I said, I ain't play online on aside from the Evasion, which you need online for. I didn't play like online against people as well too, so I wouldn't know about the netcode situation. But if I did, I understand. The Crypt, the MK11 Crypt was a pain in the butt. It was nerve wracking. It get a while. What's this one? Because I always kept hearing, like I said, damn you do it, damn you don't. If it was complaint, there's people, there's folks who was like a little wondering about the reveals, then when they did cover it up, they was complaining about that. It's like, and yeah, the celebrity ones, yes, we know. The work culture, that sucks. That sucks right there. That sucks big time right there. Other than that, that's hysterical. That's interesting as well to find that out. But other than that, if you like my reaction to this, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bird signing off on love.